Sitting at a table.
Welcome back. Today, we're talking about the best things that we've done for our marriage. And the reason we're doing that is because some divorce attorneys we've talked to are really, really busy.
Yes, they are.
2020 has been real. We've talked about it. It's been real for us. It's been real for others. Since we're not giving marriage advice, we're giving marriage accounts. Does that mean that we now have to tell our viewers anytime we have any sort of trouble?
Oh God, no. They don't want to hear all that noise.
But I don't want to be hypocrites because we said,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just a thought. So anyway, I thought because it's been a tough year for many, if you're in a partnership, if you're in a marriage, I thought it would be fun and maybe enlightening, maybe helpful for you if we talked about the best things we've done in our 11 years of marriage, 12 and a half years of being together.
We're hitting 11.
11 in marriage.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, did I miss our anniversary?
No, we just talked about it last night that we're going to go to dinner. So, do you want to kick us off or do you want me to kick us off?
The best things we've done. Okay, I got it. The best things I'd say that's always been really good for us is we've always just known when to let the other person lead in certain situations. Like, if you're always trying to lead and be the driving force of the relationship, like, say you show up at the pumpkin patch with your spouse and you're like, I really want to take the kids over this way. But then you're like, in your mind, no, I want to do it this way. And you're always stopping and like, no, we got to do it this way. You're never allowing your spouse time to lead a situation.
And by the way, we don't know what the other one is going to say. So this is all surprises because I figured we could interpret this differently. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay.
So you could witness problems happening in real time.
Or we just won't upload it. You made that part of your marriage vows. We wrote our marriage vows and you said, I'll always let you lead situations that are yours to lead.
Yep. And it's important to do that. So not just the pumpkin patch, but like finances. I know Erin has a much better business savvy. And when I really take her business advice to heart, because I'm like, well, crap, she's been there, she's done it, and 99.9% of the business dealing she has been aces. So, and mine have not. So when I'm like kicking around ideas and she kind of shoots it down,
which is unfortunately a lot.
I step back and I'm like, well, do I really just want to waste a bunch of money? Because if I do, I should just listen to myself. Or if I don't, I should listen to my wife. And we should, I let her lead in different situations.
And not just yours. I think most businesses fail because most business ideas are bad.
Yeah.
And most execution is bad.
So I have great business ideas. I just don't want to climb the mountain to execute. To success.
Okay.
And which is really weird because YouTube's like packaging this thing in a bottle for you, and like I just need to be the brand, be the content, and then the business aspect kind of falls into play.
Yeah.
So anyway, sidebar.
So, that's okay.
What's yours? I know I can see it on your face. I see it on your face.
No, I just want to bring us back in. I just want to reel us back in. So one that came to mind is running the other direction from temptation.
Okay.
We always talked about how if there was temptation or, friends or whatever, that we always said that if we did the right thing, we didn't have to like come home and say, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like if there was temptation, because there's going to be temptation in a marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you are faced with temptation and you do the right thing, where you don't, you do the right thing by your spouse. You don't have to come home and be like, hey, I was hit on at the bar and it went like this. And you want to, like, that's not cool.
No.
Like, we don't want to talk about that. So if you do the right thing, you don't have to, like, you don't
but if
have
you
to.
don't.
Well, and
you got to speak up.
Well, and I'm fortunate that I've always done the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, but.
Both of us.
But I've also have to make a point to run the other way.
Yeah.
And it's important to not even entertain and be
you don't want to flirt.
Dabble.
Yeah. It's so funny because, anytime I've gotten like the vibe thrown at me at a bar, like I instantly feel like my seat like just start to shift. Like, am I getting some like vibes, some flirtation? Yeah. I'm like, I gotta go.
Right. I know. And sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to go because before you get married, I mean, your biological instinct is not to go.
Yeah.
So you have to go.
That's right.
So I just thought that was one that has always served me well. It sounds like it served you well too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have another one, or do you want me to?
I'm letting that awkward one just brush off. No, I'm trying to think. If you got another, go for it.
Okay.
Let me think about it.
Well, I have two. One in times where we had better circumstances where we could get away for a weekend. That was absolutely, especially when Parker was at an age that neither one of us really felt strong about. We're not baby and toddler people. We've said it before. So when Parker was a toddler, we got away 2 to 3 times a year for a weekend, and that was a game changer.
Yeah.
Even if it was just 30 minutes away.
That was a really big.
Yeah. So that was one. Now we don't have, it's just circumstance. Not only with childcare, but just Parker's really uncomfortable being taken care of overnight.
Yeah.
So she'll go places for the day, but she doesn't want to spend places overnight with
other people.
Well, yeah, and she's starting to get into like sleepover age, but she's not comfortable like going to like aunts and uncles' houses and grandparents. Like she's just not.
And we've never really been that close with like aunts and uncles.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
It's just our family dynamic just hasn't allowed for that, which is strange because like we were all thick as thieves growing up, but it's just kind of branched off.
Right.
One thing I'm thinking of before I forget is I'd say like our business drive, like setting goals together, has been a huge success for our marriage. Is like for a lot of people, it's just like, oh, we're gonna raise kids, we're gonna have a happy family.
Yeah, you go to work, I go to work,
and like, but us driving towards business goals, towards monetary goals, those type of strategic planning sessions that are really fun. It sounds boring when you say a strategic planning session, but we're sitting at the table. It's like, well, let's get to X amount of money in the bank account. Let's get to this and let's get to that. It can be super powerful, and wanting to encourage and push in a very, I don't push you, but encourage and, you know, let's get it to the next level, I think has really helped. You know, what can you do to Kevin to get your business even further? Those are the conversations we have, and I think that's been awesome. Mm-hmm. What bomb are you about to drop? Because I see it on your face.
I'm not. No, not at all. I was thinking not holding grudges. Like we definitely have time. I mean, we can't drop things right away. We normally have like an hour where we're just like pissed.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, we're definitely like stewing and on fire and hate each other. And like really, like I hate you, you hate me for like an hour.
Yep.
And then we just sort of realize this is not going to, we're not ending this.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in this.
Yeah.
So
and the
we
number
just sort of
hug tighter. The number one reason I believe, like this stat could be old, but I take this one to heart. The number one reason for people to separate is they have contempt. And I think we've talked about this.
Yeah.
But contempt for, Aaron's always doing this. And then it's always that dark cloud over your head of like, well, she sucks because of this. And then it's like, well, she sucks because of that. And you just start eating away at that person's soul and your soul. And it just never ends up being good. So you got to start off with like being grateful. Like, I'm grateful that she takes such good care of everybody around her. I'm grateful for her business drive and like creating a tremendous life for us. And if you start with that, then you come from a very loving standpoint, and that makes your life a lot easier.
I actually think of it, so I think we have the right positive mentality. We have both have the same mentality, but I actually come at it from a different standpoint. When I'm hating you, I'm thinking of all your flaws, but then and I am grateful for you, but not in those moments. In those moments, I actually, it's more about grace than gratefulness. It's more like, well, I'm not perfect. Like, do you ever do that where you're thinking of all my flaws and then you're like, well, I've got my own hot mess going on over here. So it's more like, I hate him because he's a hot mess right now, but I'm also a hot mess. So I can't expect him to be perfect because I'm not. So it's more like, I love you and I choose to forgive you for those things because you're not trying to be a jerk. You just, have certain things going on that make you not perfect, just like I do. You know what I mean? So we're arriving at the same moment, but I'm not being grateful for you in that moment. I'll be honest.
No, and I think that's for me. That's the next day,
Right.
like where I can wake up and still be a little stewy, like I know I forgave her, she forgave me, whichever one it was, but that piece of work. Wait, don't go down that road. I'm grateful.
And I'm amazed how much I can hate you and be grateful in like the same 24 hours. Like
Yeah,
I can be like grateful to tears and
Yeah.
hate you in the same 24 hours. Like honestly, like hate with a passion and be so grateful and moved within the same day. Right? But I think what we're bringing it back to is it's attitude. It's that we're not ending this. I mean, and hopefully you're not just, I mean, if you are ready to throw in the towel, hopefully you have a good reason, really good reason. Like you've tried and this just isn't working and you don't have a partner in this. But if you're committed to a long lasting marriage, partnership, hopefully you realize like, we're not ending this. So why are we going to make this unpleasant? Like, why are we going to hate life?
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's just choosing to like put it behind it. Like, you know, it could be really easy to stay on things. But it's also a mental shift, just like, okay, the long game is we're together. So let's not, if we're going to be together, let's not keep this baggage with us every day.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Boom. That's what you got.
See you next time.